guys, welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a bit of a different video. You can see it's getting warmer out. Spring is upon us. Grass is growing. You get the lawnmower out. And your lawnmower's probably been away for like quite a few months, you know. You don't use it through the winter. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get your lawnmower ready for spring and summer. But yeah, so I got 7 tips to show you guys on how to get your lawnmower ready for spring and summer. So first one here, it's oil. So you should be changing the oil in your lawnmower every season, preferably at the beginning of the season. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you how to do that now. Whenever you guys are working on your engine, if you are like the blades, if you had the thing upside down, always make sure to take this off here. Take the spark plug, disconnect that, because you don't want the engine starting up when you're working on when you're sharpening the blade, or you're taking the grass out of it. So that's a safety tip there. But yeah. Okay, so when you change the oil, you gotta put a certain oil in there. There's a bunch of different kinds. Yeah, so normally in the engine it will say what kind of oil you need it requires. My engine, the sticker's worn off, and if it's worn off for you, most likely it's just 10W30. This standard motor oil. It can be synthetic if you want, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do that. But yeah, here, I'll bring it up closer. Okay, so here, this is the dipstick here, it's yellow. You see it has a little oil can symbol on it. So you just unscrew that. And you have your dipstick here. Shows the oil. My oil, it's clean because I just changed it. But yeah, so we'll put that back in. And so to drain the oil, what you're gonna want to do is you'll tip the engine up. Here, okay. And there should be a port to drain it. Where's the port on mine here? Oh, it's just put that down here, upside down there. You can see the port. It's just in there. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so I'm not gonna drain the oil out of mine right now because I just changed the oil. But if you're gonna do that, just open that thing, take that nut out, and it should all just drain out. If you can't find it on yours, you can just open this up here, and then just tip your mower over and just drain it out. I forgot to mention here. So when you fill the oil back up, you gotta put the bolt back in. Tighten it up on the bottom. And then you open this up here. And to fill the oil, you just pour it in. And then you can see on the dipstick here, focusing on that. Okay, this is not going to focus, but there's lines on here. There's going to be lines on it, and you want to have it right in the middle of the lines. But yeah. Okay, so the next step is going to be clearing all the grass and stuff out from underneath the deck. Because you don't want all that, because that'll get all gummed up and it won't cut as nicely. But yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do that there. Okay, so once you get your lawnmower flipped over, just put it upside down. You can see all this crap in here. You got stuff there. You want to get all that stuff off here. So I just recommend just taking like a flathead, larger one preferably, and you can just kind of get under there and just kind of break it all off. But yeah. Yeah, it's quite easy. It's all really dry. And it just kind of breaks off in chunks. But yeah, I'll give you a little close up here. So yeah, here you can see all the grass clippings in here. See these chunks here? You can just break them off. You don't have to get it all perfect, but just get all the big chunks and stuff out of here. But yeah. Okay, so while we have the lawnmower flipped over, let's move on to the next thing, and that's lawnmower blade. So, if the blade, if it's dull, it won't cut the grass real nice. I don't know how to say it. It's just kind of like it breaks the. It's not a clean cut, and it's not good for the grass. The grass won't grow back as fast and as nicely. Yeah, so to sharpen the blade, what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna have to get a torque wrench here. This will be for putting it back on. This is just a simple one. There's like fancier ones. And these blades, the nut, there's normally this one nut here, and normally torqued to 45 to 50 foot-pounds. You don't want to go under that, but you also don't want to go over that because you don't want the bolt to shear off, because then the blade it would be bad. I think Mythbusters, they did something about it, where they shot a lawnmower blade out and to see if it was lethal, and I'm pretty sure it was. So this is the part you want to be careful about. So you can also just sharpen it on here with just like an angle grinder, but you can also take it off and just use a bench grinder. Mine is still very sharp because I sharpened it middle of last season. But yeah. Okay, so on to the next step. That is spark plugs. So you're going to want to check the spark plug every year, make sure it's still gapped correctly. I'll show you how to do this here. So what you're going to do is you're going to get this is socket set, the spark plug socket. Throw that one on. And you're just going to take that off. I've already loosened mine just to make it easier for the video. And you'll just unscrew it here. There you go. You can see here. There it is. You see the end of it there? That's a little gap there. See the little gap right there? That's the gap. That's where the spark is made. That's what ignites the fuel in the combustion in the chamber. But yeah, so see this one's kind of black, so it's burning oil. But yeah, so you just want to make sure the gap's correct. Most lawnmowers, it's 0.030 of an inch. To check that, it's kind of a special tool here. Spark plug tool here. It says numbers on it. Shows the sizes here, and the 0.30 here. That one right there. Yeah. So what you do is you stick it in here, and you want it to fit in. So like that. So it's tight there. You can just stretch it a bit here. So to do that, you take this and you put it on here, and you can just kind of pry it until it fits. Just don't go overly because you don't want to break it. But yeah, until it's tight, kind of like until it fits in nicely. But yeah, so once you get that checked, if your spark plug's all like charred and if you can't get it, you can also just buy a new one. It's not that expensive. After you check the spark plug, you can just, after you gapped it, you can just throw it back in there. Or if you got a new one, you can put it in. Yeah, screw it back in here, finger tight, and then take your socket there and throw it on, and just one good oomph to do it there. Just kind of body weight on it. Don't want to go too much. But for real, like, you don't have to. There's no really specific thing to torque it to. Just, I think probably like 10 foot-pounds is probably fine. But yeah. So then you just slip that thing back on there. There you go. Coils back onto it. But yeah. Okay. So next is fuel filter. I'll put a picture up here of one somewhere here. So a fuel filter would go in the line from the gas tank to the carburetor. This lawnmower does not have one. It's just used to like, it's a filter, so it just like, you have to stuff in the fuel so that stuff gets taken out and it's in the filter, and so it doesn't go to the carburetor. I'd really recommend if yours has a fuel filter to change it, because fuel filter costs like $3, and a carburetor costs $25, give or take. So, you know, it's much better to, it's rather safe than sorry. Okay, so I think this is the second last one, and this is air filter. So your air filter, it's here, I'll show you here. So your carburetor, it sucks in air because it's a mixture of air and fuel that goes into the combustion chamber. And so this right here, this is mine, the air filter here. I'll loosen that up. I'll grab a screwdriver to take that off here. Okay, so I've taken out that screw here. So pull that out. Just put that to the side there. Don't lose it. So yeah, just take the lid off here. Okay, for your fuel filter here, just take that off there. And see, it's just, for this one, it's just a foam filter here. See, like that. If yours is all, mine is pretty clean. I cleaned it end of the season last year. So it's, mine is, I don't need to clean mine again. But normally it'll be like all kind of, if you hadn't cleaned yours, it'll be all kind of dirt and grime on it. And to clean that off, I recommend just taking it out and just put in some soap and water and just kind of squeeze it out and clean it. There's gonna be like this weird, like, because there's oil in it, so it'll be some weird stuff coming out of it when you're washing it. But I'd really recommend that. And then once you've washed it, to dry it, I'd recommend just putting it outside in the sun and just let it sun dry for like probably like a day, 24 hours, because you don't want to put one with water, because you don't want water getting into your engine. Yeah, so once after it's dried, you should re-oil it. There's like spray-on stuff you can buy, but just your normal 10W30, whatever oil you put in here, just pour a little bit on it, just kind of rub it in and just squeeze the excess out and drop it back in. But yeah, and then to reinstall it, you just throw the cover on her here, drop her back in here, I think she's like that. Slap that back on, and then you just drop the screw on, and then just screw it in. Okay, guys, so this is our last, step here, step number 7, and that is fuel. I'd recommend, if you had fuel in it and you did not put fuel stabilizer in it at the end of the season last year, I'd recommend dumping it out, because well, really, fuel, if it's left 30 days, it's no longer good. The engine won't run as nicely, and it just won't run smooth. But yeah, so I'd recommend pouring that out and putting new fuel in. The easiest way is, if there's no like petcock valve on it, or you can't just pull it off and dump it out, I'd recommend just take the fuel cap off and then just tip your mower over and dump it out into some sort of container. But yeah, and then just pour new stuff in. Make sure you always want to use the high octane stuff. I know it's a bit more expensive, but it's much better for the engines, and it runs a lot cleaner, and your engine won't get it. There won't be as much carbon buildup on it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. Learned how to get your lawnmower ready for spring and summer. I'll put some of our other videos up here. Other than that, thanks for watching, and